Hello and welcome everyone, I am Madals and welcome to game 1 of a best of 3. This is going to be from the HP Trophy 2, so yeah, should be super good fun. In the top left position as the orange Protoss player, we do of course have MaNa, and in the lower left position as the green Terran we do have LucifroN. So we're going to have a PvT. It's going to be awesome. The map is in Tomb Valley. They are in the vertical spawn positions, so we've got some interesting things that can come from that. Of course, quick resupplies there for the Protoss player if you stick a pylon down here, which is always good fun. Meanwhile though, let's think about what we're going to be seeing. LucifroN has got options. He can go for a 1-Rax command center, he could be going for a 1-1-1 style play, he could go for some elevator style play. Meanwhile there for MaNa, he could be going for, well, there's different things he can go for actually, but most likely you won't be seeing blink obs because there's not much cliff to really exploit here, so that's unlikely. We could see a 1-gate robo, we could be seeing a 3-gate robo, we could be seeing lots of different things out of both these players, so we'll wait and see what they're going to do, what they're going to show, so we can get a bit more of a clear idea, rather than just guessing based on what's viable on this map, which is always a bit of witchcraft and magic, and a little bit of skill. I'm going to go there and say that you can predict certain things when you know what the map is, but generally speaking, this is a real generalized statement, you need to know gas timings. That's when you really start getting a good indicator and you can start deducing far more accurately what your opponent may be trying to do. And the first thing we're seeing here from LucifroN is he's actually getting this very low health supply depot. It's something that used to be super popular, and then went out of fashion a bit, and it's starting to come back in now. Generally speaking, it's when you want to deny the scout, you want to deny whether there's gas or whether you're going for an early command center or something like that. But as we can see at the moment, MaNa not even bothering scouting. He's just like, hey, I've got my gateway nearly finished, I got my 400 minerals, I'm going to be dropping it like it's hot in the form of a Nexus, and yeah, he is straight away getting down his 1-gate Nexus without a cybernetics core, without any gas. He's just like, yeah, got a Nexus, what you gonna do? Come at me, bro. And LucifroN is indeed going to not come at him. He's going to sit there with the Marine. The Marine tempted to move forward a little bit more, going to go and take the watchtower perhaps, and then the SCV is going to be like, well, if you're going to make a Nexus, I'm going to make a command center. I'm also going to make a bunker right outside your natural, and with that bunker, I shall threaten you with aggression. Bring your probes, try and deal with this as best you may, but I have got Marines on the way, and your Marines are no match for my bunker, and my Marines and bunker are gonna completely trounce you if they get set up, and that Zealot is gonna be no match for them, is what I was trying to say. And as we can see here, straight away the probe is having to pull back, the SCV coming back to resume his duty, but the Zealot is out, and with the Zealot the bunker is most likely going to be cancelled. One probe does go down, so this was not completely worthless, but well, cancel better go. There we go, so cancel hits. And for those of you who have played StarCraft Masters will know that you can kill a Zealot with 2 Marines. It just takes an awful lot of micro and more that LucifroN is prepared to do. So he's pulling back, he's got his command center on the way. He wasted a bit of mining time for MaNa. He basically forced these double Zealots out. Still more Zealots, Stalker on the way, getting chrono boost, so 2 Zealots and a Stalker. That can be annoying. There is the bunker down though, so once that bunker is complete, it's going to be easy to defend with the 4 Marines there. That's fine. The 5th on its way. We've got the double racks following this up, so up to 3 racks, the 2 gas there as well. We've got 3 SCVs in both gas, so that's fine. And yeah, as we can see now, the Zealot's moving across, the Stalker on its way, but once that bunker's done, it will all be ace, and we will see, of course, the game go into the mid-game section where we shouldn't have too much aggression for the next 3 or so minutes, just because it's not going to be able to do that much. We do have the bunker doing some nice damage, and straight away, MaNa quite wisely is pulling out of there, being like, I can't push through that, for goodness sake, bunkers OP, you can be aggressive and defensive with them, that is so irritating. But, nonetheless, we do of course have coming down the warp gate tech. We've got the gateway there. We should get some additional gateways shortly, because the money will start creeping up for MaNa. Meanwhile though, down at LucifroN's base, we've got Stim on its way. Stim, fantastic upgrade in any situation, but the real defining moment in TVP is that you need Stim to really start wrecking gateway units, and once Stim's out, you deal so much damage with Marines and Marauders against gateway units that it really forces Protoss player to tech up into either High Templar with Storm or into Colossi, and you have to get one or the other. Otherwise, once the medevacs come and the infantry ball starts to build up and you start getting more units out, you just get rolled and there's nothing else you can do. Force field was going down, so denying out the scout straight away there, denying any vision that could be coming. So as you can see here, there's very little knowledge for LucifroN of what's going on. He doesn't know that there was only the one gate, and specifically doesn't know that this is down. This is huge. This is super risky. It was, sorry for misclick there, it was a one gate Nexus. The only thing that came out before the second Nexus was the Cybernetics core, so super early. It's pretty much the earliest you could realistically ever get down that Nexus without being absolutely bonkers crazy risky. And as a result, LucifroN, if he were to move out, he'd be in a very strong position with a couple of medevacs and stim, and a nice stim timing with a +1. So that's obviously going to be the concern to MaNa, who's got to get into defensive position. Getting up the robotic facility, as well as more gateways, going to be able to support those very comfortably off of 3 bases. May even grab the second robotics facility in order to get out a few more Colossi. The problem with that is, the big thing you're doing as Protoss against Terran in the mid-game is you want to try and make them overcommit to Vikings. Or, indeed, if you go High Templar first, to overcommit to Ghosts. That way, when you do tech switch in the late game, they don't have the supply to get the correct army composition. And as such, you're then able to very comfortably go and steamroll through the mid-game engagements with whichever unit they're not able to cope with, and that is a real cornerstone, and one of the areas that Terran players should always work on in this matchup is your army composition to what is best. Now, we do see a lot of proxy pylons down, so clearly we're seeing MaNa happy to try and take a bit of extra space. The Stalker's staying very forward. We do have the first Marauder out, the first medevacs on their way. Stim, of course, is finished. Combat Shield on its way, so a nice little move out with Stim and Combat Shield and a few medevacs can be very strong indeed. The Observer getting some good information, and of course, should LucifroN be able to scout out this third base, he's going to instantly take that down, because this is the only defensive units MaNa has available to him. So far, he hasn't got anything else out of this robotic facility. Getting another Observer, and I fear the MaNa may have just gone too risky. He's warping in a couple more units. He does now have 5 warp gates, 6, 7, and 8 finishing up, as well as the double forge. But as we can see, some force fields going down. Those force fields are going to have to be absolutely ace. But seeing, I believe, the LucifroN saw the rocks were down, he does, so now knows that, hey, the only reason you're sending units over there to defend that place is if you've got a third base up. So as a result, MaNa now knows precisely what he needs to worry about. He's even pulled some SCVs for the aggression. They're going to be able to soak up some extra damage. Coming in here, some force fields go down. Good force fields indeed. There is a small gap there, so that means that those units do get out. But the important thing is LucifroN is able to split up his opponent's army from actually this natural base, so a lot of damage being done. Needs to be careful. Stimming going down. Some good unit aggression. As you can see, Marines with medevac support and a few Marauders, with Stim, with Combat Shield, with +1. Wreck gateway forces. LucifroN in massive amounts of problems right now. We can see already that these Stalkers being forced to pull back. The cannon is up at the third base, but all in all, there are just too many units here. The cannon instantly dies, and well, with this we should see GG from MaNa any second. I don't see any way that he'll be able to hold this. He doesn't have any key tech about to come out. Of course, with concussive shell nearly finished as well, that's when the Zealots can start getting kited, and of course we do have the +1 infantry weapons nearly done as well. Reinforcements coming across. Meanwhile, behind this, LucifroN still getting out the SCVs, and there is the GG. MaNa just playing a bit too risky in game 1 of this best of 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy, remember, make sure you like the video, leave a cool comment, and subscribe. Then flick over to my channel. I'll see you at game 2 any second. Bye for now.